Hey everyone, don't forget to tune in for Chilliwack Chooses, Saturday, October 19th, starting at 7 p.m. with our special sponsor, Andmar Developments.
Commentary on the results as they're coming in live with some special guests joining us as well.
Punditry and perspective, and we're looking forward to providing lots of comment and perhaps some insight.
Don't forget the popcorn.
Each vote is a promise, a step toward a new light.
Headlines most affecting Chilliwack this week. The clock ticks down to the provincial election. Food banks are in dire straits. Restorative Justice confirms Operation Red Nose will return. And the Chillies Awards, the final four confirmed, and the voting begins. Our guest this week, Dan Coulter, BC NDP candidate for Chilliwack North. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. The provincial election coming up on Saturday. chillTV presents Andmar Developments Chilliwack Chooses 2024 BC election night featuring Louis De Jaeger, DJ Pohl John Les, and a number of surprise commentators. Now, coverage starts at 7 o'clock. Final analysis before the polls close, and that's at 8. And then after that, I'll be joining you to keep an eye on how you decided. By the way, Elections BC has been reporting record or near record turnout for the advance polls. Later in the program, watch our interview with Dan Coulter, the BC NDP candidate for Chilliwack North. Ruth and Naomi's is in a similar situation as the Salvation Army Food Bank. With rising costs and record high demands for emergency hampers, Ruth and Naomi's are working hard to provide food for families in need, but they can't do it alone. So this is what they need, and you can drop these off at the Family Center anytime at Princess Avenue. Canned meat, canned soups, granola bars, oatmeal, crackers, craft dinner, pasta sauce, and yes, your donations will have a lasting impact on the lives of those in the community. If you're curious on what's happening with the Hope Slough, whether you live by the slough or you just want to learn more, especially on how to help salmon in Chilliwack, come for an evening of dessert and learning on Wednesday, October the 23rd. It's an open house, starting with a chance for walking through some stations to learn about the slough history, the culture, and traditional usage, as well as current issues and restoration, and future plans as well. It'll be at Camp River Community Hall. You are asked to register through Eventbrite. Last week, Chilliwack Restorative Justice held their AGM, and Executive Director Steve Raukema noted that the organization is financially healthy. They will once again have Operation Red Nose during the holiday season to get you home safely from your Christmas parties. Information on that program is going to be available in the next few weeks. Just over a week ago, nominations were concluded for the first ever Chilliwack's Arts Awards, recognizing local artists in 11 different categories. And last Friday, the Chillies Awards, the final four, were announced in all of those categories. Now, voting is live right now through November the 10th. We've got the QR code on the screen, and we'll be posting it. Now, after then, your votes will be tabulated and presented at the first Chillies Awards show, Friday, November 22nd at the Cultural Center, and it's going to be hosted by Chilliwack comedian Cliff Prang. Now, chillTV, very proud to be a partner, along with Chilliwack Community Arts Council and the Chilliwack Progress, bringing you this celebration of your favorite Chilliwack arts. And have a look at Friday's announcement. A quick congratulations, by the way, to Cari Moore and her segment, Meet the Neighbors. They were among the nominees.
Okay, so here we are at the final category. It's very exciting. It's a big one. There's a lot of familiar community faces in these nominees that we saw coming through, but these are your final four for the Uber Achiever Award. Happy to say that this is being sponsored by the Chilliwack Community Arts Council to celebrate individuals and groups who have made substantial contributions to the arts over their lifetime. This can be through their own creative, artistic performance achievements, as well as the advocacy for artists and the arts in general. And your finalists are Carrie Lynn Victor, Bria Skonberg, Kevin Beagle, and Trevor McDonald. What a list!
That's
luck.
Fantastic.
Good
luck to everybody.
Canadian Pacific Kansas City announcing their schedule and the artist lineup for the 2024 Holiday Train, which begins rolling across Canada and the U.S. starting on November the 21st. Now, every year, the beautifully illuminated trains travel across the network, spreading holiday cheer and raising donations to help with those dealing with food insecurity. Now, the train will make its annual stop in Agassiz. That's December the 19th. So, not bad for a tiny town of 7,000. Advantage Hope and Hope Cascades Canyons are reflecting on a year of significant achievement that they've strengthened through the community through boosting tourism efforts and supporting local business. The renewal of the municipal revenue destination tax secured an impressive 71% support from local accommodations. That's up from 51% just 5 years ago. Heads up for the annual Chilliwack Rotary Indoor Book Sale starting October the 27th, runs till November the 2nd at Heritage Park. chillTV will have more on the program next week, and yes, they do have their Facebook page set up with more details. After the break, our interview with Dan Coulter, BC NDP candidate for the newly created riding of Chilliwack North. And then coming up, wait till next year for the Huskers. Alex will have more in sports in just a moment. Louis, what the hell happened?
Lions and tigers and bears.
Well, we're going to find out more very, very soon.
October 19th, Andmar Properties is our title sponsor, and we're going to have a lot of guests.
Chilliwack Chooses 2024 BC election night. We start at 7:30, polls close at 8, and we're going to be here for the duration.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'll bring the popcorn. chillTV continues with our conversation with the candidates as we head towards the October 19th provincial election. And again, a reminder, chillTV will have extensive coverage starting at 7 o'clock with our preview show, and at 8 o'clock when the numbers come in. NDP candidate now for Chilliwack North, Dan Coulter. We're, as you can see, in the campaign office. Dan, we've already had the major debates. Was there an aha moment during the debate, or was there something that you noticed that, maybe there is something we should really key on now? Is there anything different in the strategy, or you've got you've got the pulse?
I mean, I think you saw two very, very different leaders. I think you saw a very competent leader with a positive vision for British Columbia, who's going to roll his sleeves up and get the work done. And I also saw you saw a doom and gloom leader who is talking about the sky is falling and has no real solutions, but has a lot of slogans.
Now, with the local Chamber of Commerce debates, again, the same thing. Was there an aha moment, or how did you feel coming out of it? You felt that you got the message across, or maybe there was something that you wanted to re-emphasize?
I definitely got my message across. I think I put a question to Heather Maws, the Conservative candidate, about what her party's actual position is on supervised injection sites, and she had no answer for me.
And then with that, we're not that far away from Ruth and Naomi's, and we're both. I live in this neighborhood as well. There are challenges. Anything on the street that you have seen as the campaign rolls along, going, we need to really work on this, whether it's a specific supervised injection site here, maybe it's a Sharps box. Just in the neighborhood, have you had people come in from the neighborhood and say, look, here's my issue, or issues, plural, and how can you help me?
Absolutely. You know, housing is a huge issue, and we've had volunteers come into the campaign office here, some of whom are unhoused, and so definitely in this area we can use more housing.
We're just literally down the street from Chilliwack Middle School and Chilliwack Secondary. There's always concerns that we need more buildings. We need probably another high school soon, and another junior high soon. Is there anything in the works, if and when you are re-elected, that can be put into motion fairly quickly, or is it going to be something that you have to take a look at the budget?
I mean, I'm super proud of the work that the BC NDP government has done here in Chilliwack when it comes to educational infrastructure. We have school additions being announced recently, Sardis Secondary, as well as AD Rundle Middle. We have built two new schools in
The area?
in the area, and so I'm extremely confident that our government will continue to support students here in Chilliwack.
Rapid transit came up in both the Chamber of Commerce discussion as well as the provincial televised discussion, and the talk about a West Coast Express to Chilliwack. How reasonable, what would be a reasonable timeline for something like that? We all want it yesterday. So would it be a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan? Because obviously the priority seems to be get Highway 1 expanded all the way out here first.
There is, we'll do the work concurrently. We do have to enter into agreements with rail companies, just as we have these agreements currently for the current West Coast Express. But I'm glad you brought up Highway 1. We're building it all the way to Chilliwack. You may have noticed a lot of the construction happening along the corridor, just about 40 kilometers worth of construction at the moment, and more to come, and we've accelerated the project, so I can't wait for the Highway 1 improvement project to come to fruition.
We just had a story, and it's on this evening's broadcast as well, about food insecurity. Salvation Army has had their challenges. We're hearing Ruth and Naomi's literally just a couple of blocks away are having their challenges getting food into their food bank, and of course Christmas is not that far away. How do you address food insecurity?
Well, we have a number of plans. Our government has a number of plans. One plan that I know that is extremely important to the people of Chilliwack, and in particular mayor and city councillor, as well as SEPCO, is to have our own agri-tech processing industry here. And our government has decided that we will create agri-industrial parks, much similar to the one that we have here in Chilliwack. That's going to help address food security, as well as, a Buy BC program.
The last go-round, both you and Kelly Padden were the rookies. That was your first major campaign on the provincial scale. Is it any easier? Are the challenges different? Is it apples and oranges from 4 years ago for you?
It's really apples and oranges. The last election was during the COVID pandemic, so there wasn't much door knocking and that sort of activity going on during that campaign. And now we are getting out there talking to voters face to face on the doorstep every single day.
Dan Coulter, the NDP candidate for Chilliwack North for the provincial election, which is October the 19th. Chill TV will have extensive coverage starting on Saturday night, 7 o'clock. And then, of course, at 8 o'clock, we can tell you how you voted as the numbers will be available. You're watching This Week.
Hello, Chilliwack. Here is your sports update. The Valley Huskers were in Kelowna this weekend for the BCFC semifinals Apple Bowl. Your Huskers were close at the half, only down 22-19. Unfortunately, there was a second half where Okanagan Sun continued to score, ending the Huskers' playoffs with a 50-19 loss. So the undefeated Sun move on, hosting the West Shore Rebels next week for the Cullen Cup. West Shore beat Langley 25-21 to advance to the final. In golf, the Canada West Golf Championships were in Kelowna. Morgan Best finished tied for 7th individually at 1 over as the UFV Cascades women's golf team captured their second consecutive bronze medal at the Canada West Golf Championships in Kelowna. The two-day event held at the Okanagan Golf Club started strong for UFV as Best shot a 1-under round of 72 to find herself with a share of the lead after round 1. Lucy Park and Coral Hamad each posted rounds of +5 to score in the count 3 format to put the team in the mix. The UFV men's team finished 5th at the tournament. The two-day event saw Eli Green finish as the top individual cascade in a tie for 16th. And you know it's after Thanksgiving as curling is now in the news. The Hope Curling Club started their schedule with drop-ins this week. That includes workshops on ice for the novice who want to try out the sport. That has been your sports update, Chilliwack. See you next week. And coming up, Cari with the weather.
Your weather this weekend is going to be mainly rainy, with temperatures not getting much higher than 13 degrees. Next week, a lot of sun and cloud and some rainy periods. Your best day for a nice walk out in the sunshine is probably going to be Tuesday, but don't quote me on that. Fun fact, voting is this weekend and you actually do not need photo ID to vote. You just need 2 pieces of ID, one with your actual address on it, and you're good to go. So make sure you get out there and vote, everyone, and have a great weekend.
Thanks, Cari, and thank you for watching. If you have a local news story you'd like us to report on, send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. We will see you here on Chill TV Saturday night starting at 7 o'clock with election coverage. I'm Don Les.